or as I said, that there are 14 candidates for the leadership of Conservative Party, and one of them, or I would say one of the front runners, is Kellie Leitch. So Kellie Leitch is a member of parliament since 2011, and she was minister in the Mr. Harper's government, minister for status of women, and she was also minister of labor also for some time. Now she is contesting for the leadership of Conservative Party. So she's online with me. Kellie, welcome to Radio Parvasi. Good morning.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning and happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, so we were just discussing about St. Patrick's Day today, and many people from our community, from South Asian and Indian community, they are supporting you. They were approaching me that you must talk to Kellie Leitch, and of course there are so many supporters, but there are some people who are little, are scared, I would say, or confused, I would say, since you raised this issue of Canadian values. So you said that we will accept all those people, all those immigrants who will come here, but they have to adopt Canadian values. So will you please explain about that?
Absolutely, and I want you to know that I am pro-immigration, and when I talk about Canadian values, I talk about the values of hard work and generosity. I know when Canadians work hard, when individuals who come to Canada work hard, they're very generous back to their communities and back to Canada. And the other values I speak about are freedom to worship who you wish, freedom to express your cultural identity as you wish, intolerance. And I know individuals from communities around the world choose Canada as their beacon of hope, a place where they want to come, because those values are the ones we all espouse here and have built a strong country. And I try to talk about these in a very positive and constructive way every day, because as I say, these are the values that built Canada, but they're the values that I think draw people to immigrate to Canada every single day.
Okay, Mr. Andrew Scheer was our guest day before yesterday, and he said that some people, he didn't take your name directly, but he said some people are playing to divide the communities, divide our country. They said it's a short-term gain, it's very narrow sight-sightedness, and he said that they are following Donald Trump's, policies. What do you have to say about that?
Not at all. What I'm talking about is making sure that individuals, I'm sure, like your own families, embrace these values, and I know that that's the reason they came to Canada. And I recognize that other candidates will say negative things, but by way of example, I was in a Vancouver hotel a couple of weeks ago. I was sitting in the lobby waiting for an interview like this one, and a Southeast Asian man came running towards me, yelling my name, and he said, "I came to Canada because of the Canadian values. Please keep talking about this and protect them, because that's the reason I came to Canada." I believe people from around the world come to Canada every single day because of their ability to live in freedom, and that we're a tolerant society where you can worship who you wish and you can express yourself culturally however you want. And I want to make sure that we protect that opportunity for people for years to come. And I think it's important that we talk about being Canadian in our 150th year. People are proud Canadians. People who come to Canada as new Canadians are proud Canadians, and I want people to cherish that and embrace it.
Okay, another candidate for the leadership, Mr. Kevin O'Leary, today alleged that he is saying that people are, the system is being misused. There are so many fraudulent incidents that credit cards of some people are being misused. So illegally, people are being, made members of the party. So he said that some people are trying to rig these elections. What do you have to say?
Well, I would encourage Mr. O'Leary to step forward with the proof of these allegations. I know that the people who are working diligently on my campaign are absolutely following the rules. They've been involved in the party for some time, or they're new members who have followed the rules to join because they wish to vote for myself. And I know that we're following the rules, and I'm very dismayed that he would allege that others of us that are candidates, all the other candidates, were not following the rules. It's just simply disingenuous, and I ask him to step forward with the proof that he has on whichever candidate is doing this. I know it's not my campaign. I have a great team, and they're doing great work.
Okay. And since Mr. Donald Trump has become the president of America, many people are trying to cross the border illegally. There is some scare in Canadians' mind that, are we doing the right thing? Is this the way to accept these people? Are the right people coming to our country? So many questions are in the minds of Canadians, and nobody is speaking about that, openly. You have spoken a little bit, but will you please clarify that now, that what should the government do? Are you fine with the government, policies about the illegal immigrants?
Well, I've been speaking about this, and I'll continue to. I think these people who have entered the country illegally should be detained, questioned, and sent back to the United States. What message does it send to hardworking families like your family or my family, who may have family members who want to immigrate to Canada, or maybe refugees to Canada, who follow the rules and expect that their loved one will be able to come to Canada because they followed the rules? What the Trudeau government is doing is simply allowing the law to be broken, and is not making sure that there's an immigration system and a refugee system that's being followed. As Canadians, we have a rule of law, and we expect others to follow it. We're very generous people, but our generosity should not be taken advantage of. And I think, as I say, families like those throughout your entire community who follow the rules, have waited patiently to bring their loved ones to Canada, should know that our immigration system is intact. And right now, under the Liberal government, we simply don't know what the rules are. They seem to make them up every day. And I don't think that's a way to build the country, and I don't think that's the way that we should be allowing people to enter the country. They shouldn't be allowed to enter the country illegally without going through a border crossing and following the rules.
Okay, you are one of the front runners for the leadership of the party. If you become the future Prime Minister of this country, what will be your top priorities?
For me, the top priorities are making sure we get our fiscal house in order, we get our finances under control. The Liberal government has been spending like crazy, and I think that will have serious ramifications on Canadians. As we have already seen, they're increasing taxes, and that means less money in the pockets of average Canadians across the country. And I will make immigration a priority. This is a serious issue that countries around the globe are facing. I have a plan to make sure that each person coming to Canada receives a face-to-face interview, and that we make sure that those individuals enter the country legally and follow the rules for applying, unlike what we're seeing, as you said, in Manitoba and Quebec. And so those are the priorities that I have: the economy and immigration.
Okay, and the people from the South Asian countries, particularly the ethnic community people, voted for Conservative Party last time. That's why they could come to majority. But in the last election, we have seen that they are going far away from the party. How you would like to woo them, to attract them, to bring closer to the party?
Well, look, I have hundreds of people from new Canadian communities helping on my campaign, and they are outstanding. And that's because I'm talking about issues that are very important to them and their families, whether that is making sure their families can be prosperous, that if they go out and work hard, like hardworking truck drivers across the country, that decrease the regulations and they can put more money in their pockets to take care of their families. And also making sure that our immigration system is one they can trust, that they know what the rules are, and that people enter the country after following the rules. As I say, unlike what the Liberals are doing right now, with illegal aliens entering the country and not necessarily with no one knowing what the rules of engagement are.
Okay, and I believe 28th March is the deadline to become the member?
Correct. I would be delighted if members from throughout your community would join my campaign. Our campaign website is www.Kellie, Kellie works, works.ca. That's kellieworks.ca. And they need to join to be eligible to vote by March the 28th. I have organizers throughout the Greater Toronto area and throughout the country, and I know they'd be delighted to speak with anyone that is interested in joining. They can also join by texting the word Kellie, Kellie, to 393939. They text Kellie to 393939. One of my team will get back to them right away.
And
so thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for talking to us. And I believe they can directly participate in the voting this time.
Pardon me?
They can participate directly in the voting system.
Absolutely. That's right. Anyone who joins gets to vote directly for the leader. And they only need to be 14 years old. If you're 14 or over, if you're in high school, you can join and you can vote directly for the leader of the opposition of the country of Canada. It's a huge privilege for young people, but individuals that join get to vote directly for the leader. It's a very powerful statement. And I've been out meeting with communities across the country. I'll be spending most of my day on Saturday in Brampton, meeting with various communities, particularly several Sikh groups. And I look forward to recruiting more people to join our campaign so that we're successful, and as we will be in May of this year.
Okay, Kellie, thank you very much. Really pleasure to talking to you. And Kellie Leitch is one of the front runners for the leadership. This is his post. Thank you very much for talking to us again.
Thanks for having me, and I hope you have a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Or as I said that there are 40